Tap, tap. Hello. Do you all exist or did you not exist like me? Anyway, in like serious terms, I know this video is late. I'm sorry. A lot of like life stuff just like keeps happening where it's like, oh yeah, everyone's home, so I can't record. God damn it. When I can record, either the puppy was being stupidly needy, which meant I couldn't record till this moment, or two, different events would just naturally happen around here. Like earlier this morning, when I'm recording this, there was literally a construction crew at my neighbor's house. My next door neighbor too, so it's like, fuck, I can't record when that's going on. God damn it. Luckily, they have left for lunch, to my knowledge, so I can have a brief window to at the very least record this, and maybe record some other things. I've already recorded one other thing, which you'll see much later, probably, which I'm gonna keep my lips shut about. All I'm gonna say is that it's a collab thing. Finally, have finished my part of the work on that part, and I'm so happy. Um, Now taking the other parts to this, like I know there's a habit of my other things being late, but this is like the official 100 sub thing, which like by the way, speaking about that, you all are insane. By the time I hit like, I by the time I made the 100 sub video, we were like 120, and like now we're at like, oh yes, by the way, 150, and it's like, I haven't made anything since then. What the fuck are you joining? I don't get it. Thank you. Thank you so much, but I don't understand. Thank you. It really touches me, and I wish I could record more stuff for you all. I really do. I'm sorry. But anyway, like you are all insane. I'm so thankful. Um, but like with that out of the way, which is a lot, I'm gonna put that aside for now to continue on with the original discussion videos, which I was planning on the 100 sub thing. Because the announcement was supposed to be something that would be part of the 100 sub thing, and I decided to go it individually because somebody saw somebody I was trying to collab with, and I was like, fuck, I need to get ahead of the curve on that. So going over to what the original 100 sub thing was supposed to be, what I will mention is there is one collab at the very least that is going through right now. I am still going to be trying to reach out towards other people, so that's still in the works, but I have finally finished up my piece on like one confirmed collab. So like, yay, I'm really happy about that. To get like that first little thing there, because that's gonna make it so much easier for other stuff in the future. It also does help because since I signed up for the project before in like a time where I couldn't record, it was like, fuck, it was always like a sword of Damocles over my head. And I was kind of a bit anxious about it because I was like very worried about like, no, I actually am serious about this project. I'm so sorry. Like, I can't actually record. Luckily, the other person was really nice about it and didn't have any problems with me taking a while till now to be able to complete it. It's been like, almost 20 days that I agreed to the project, and then afterwards had to like not be able to record, which sucks so fucking bad, man. But that's finished, and I am going to keep looking out for other similar creators that I can help out. And with your girls' unexpected support, there is now a little bit higher of a margin where I can go over and help people, and I feel like I'm not being an asshole. um, because there was like a part where it's like, 200 subscribers. I'm here to make you like help you out by shining a spotlight. It's like I feel like I'd be an asshole doing that. But it's one of the things. It's like it is harder to find smaller creators like this, where it's like, I think you do really good work, and I can help you out, and there is enough of a difference here where it doesn't feel like me being an asshole in how I'm trying to help people. Maybe that's just me being self-conscious though. Anyway, I do want to talk about like the regular 100 sub things, so I'm gonna put that off for now. That's all you're gonna get informed about for the projects right now, and talk about some of the stuff I was originally planning on talking about on this video when I was originally planning on making it like a month ago. Um, so, first off, I do want to lay down some ground rules. Uh, Generally, these have already been followed without me explicitly mentioning them, but I believe explicitly mentioning them is a good thing. Due to the fact that, generally I think that's a good thing to, like, let you all know, so that when you see anybody being weird in the comments, you can let people know I'm not okay with that. And the basic rule is that I consider this VA work. Even though I'm not getting paid for any of this right now, this is like a VA passion project. As such, I generally go by, VA rules on this. for those who don't 100% understand what VA rules, I'll be talking about the hit show Arcane as an example, because, topical. The VA rules is that you can basically have a massive crush on Vi as a character, how her journey goes through, how people have acted her, her voice is really good, and everything else there. You can have a crush on the character. Having a crush on the person that's like playing Vi is kind of cringe and weird, though. Don't do that. that's kind of crossing a line. I myself hold a similar standard towards my characters, and while I do understand that that distinction is a little harder, because I'm both the person that's creating the situations for it, I voice all my own work, and I also am the one who like creates the bickroos. I'm everything about this creation is partly because of me. My voice, my story, my voice, and like my characters and how I design them and everything else. But I want you girls to respect that rule. Again, I haven't seen anybody break that rule yet, but I just want to lay that down as a hard line. I also want to go over and say two things. The first one is that I'm perfectly fine with somebody crushing on a character. To be 100% clear, some of my loyal old video viewers crushed on Impact, and I genuinely really like that. Impact is both created to be like wacky and fun, but also a sympathetic character, which you can go over and like to. And if somebody has a crush on them because of their own relations between, being put in a bad situation and then therefore making bad choices, and if you only know how to make bad choices in life, you're going to keep making bad choices even outside of that bad situation. Or how different type of mental illnesses are more displayed, or anything else there. Like, I like that because it can get somebody who's maybe not even fully interested in mental health issues to be a little bit more sympathetic towards somebody who, is having problems. Because, I would consider a person that's going over and like, oh yes, this character is having large difficulties in their life. And the first problems they more have is not like, oh, like, Hannibal Lecter. That's what this mentally ill person is like. It's like, no, no, no. Think about the cute little hot babe or something. Because while that is also tokenization, it's like such fucking better rep than what we currently have, man. Again, I'm perfectly fine with people crushing on that character, or I've had a few people I think crush on the lovely bear, which is very silly. Like, those are characters, they're not me. I may put parts of myself in them, but to cut the parasocial sit a little bit, I am not like those characters. My partner can very much agree to that. Parts of me are there a bit, but like, I am not exactly those characters. I am a lot more weird. I know, shocking. Outside of that, I also want to go over about a second concern. Some people may think that I'm making this line because of my partner, or would try and go that, because some people are weird. And I want to make it clear that no, that isn't the case. And the reason I bring this up, other than the fact that my partner is probably going to die hearing me say this a little bit, or also want to strangle me, maybe both, is that my partner hasn't had any bad inclinations towards my work. She's actually been kind of supportive in the sense of like, yeah, I've been informed that she has died to any of my audios before, which is very encouraging. And I haven't got her and died quite enough yet, I think. So I need to get better work. I need to kill her enough that she has to complain to me directly about it. And for that I need to get her to die just a little bit more, which means I have to do better work, you know. And I am going to talk about her more in this one, but, while she may be pissed at me directly bringing her up, I don't know yet until this video comes out and she's watched it. But she may be mad at me for, I don't know. It's my own personal limitations that I don't feel comfortable with people crushing on me due to the fact that I have a partner. Like, I cannot fulfill any desires or anything else that somebody has because I'm in a loving relationship. And, I'm very monogamous. Both of us are. So, I do not want to put any false expectations on what you girls could basically get. And I want to cut that off early so that way I don't have to deal with a problem like ambiguous ASMR, where certain expectations are not put out immediately, which leads to people being very weird. I'd rather have a Fangar situation where all of you know my rules and how I generally act, and if anyone says any weird shit, everyone gets called, everyone in the comments goes over and dogpiles the person saying how fucking cringe they are. Um, and yeah, towards anyone who's still like a little parasocial, on like the romantic way, I will just tell you there is no possible way you can be a larger quote unquote simp than my partner. Literally, that one like literally fucking stalks me. I'm not joking on that, by the way. She has it works for us, and like she no longer does that. But like my partner is also she's like a natural yandere. I don't joke when I say that, man. For your own safety, like unless you want, maybe, just don't, please. I'd rather like, she not actually follow through in her thing of like, oh yeah, I have to kill like 100 people. It's like, don't, no, 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 baby. Um, I am half joking there. But you also have her to thank for me making content. Which I'm going to talk about a little bit later in this video. This one's a lot more jangled because, well, planned on making this video a while ago, so apologies for everything being a lot more rambly than usual, which is already a lot, I know. um, but with that out of the way, the other stuff, the main 100 sub thing which I wanted to more talk about was a little bit of answers on why. Now, you're gonna get like, a story told, not the musical thing, no, not the musical. I know that music was popular. No, like an actual, like, a story being told from, like, a lot of life stuff that's happened to me. For 1,000 subs, if we reach that goal, which, like, oh, seems a lot more possible now, which, like, okay. I'm just gonna put those feelings in the box for now, and keep moving forward to this fucking recording. Um, Anyway, that's about if we reach that milestone. I wanted to go over and answer a little bit of questions on why I do the things that I do for my audios, why they had this certain style towards them, why they had their little things, why I got into making audios in the first place, and answering some of those little questions and stuff. So I should probably start with the first one. What got my interest in ASMR in the first place? Just general interest. Honestly, it's due to the fact that I couldn't sleep. When I was a kid, without going into details in this video, uh, let's say home life was not necessarily the best, or the, not stressful at the very least. And as such, a lot of my problems led to me not being able to sleep due to stress. The best way I can describe it is like I had a low level of adrenaline always in my system, and this is still kind of the case nowadays. And as such, I couldn't fall asleep. So I started turning towards videos or other activities before I fell asleep to calm myself down. Now, I didn't start with having a phone, so funny little fun fact. I actually started out using YouTube on my DS. Not the 3DS, the DS, which for those of you who were there during that time and knew how to do that, you know how much of a pain in the fucking ass it was. But what we had to do was that you could access Chrome or Google through your DS. It was a pain to do, but you could. I think by using another internet browser you had to use. And afterwards, you could more go from that Google Chrome extension to YouTube and watch videos from there. It was a lot more janky. It was a lot slower than watching things on your computer or anything, but you could do it. And that's what I did. And for a while, I mostly listened towards the classics, Markiplier and Jacksepticeye. And as you would guess, those are not great at falling asleep to. And then one day, just randomly recommended a Gona ASMR video. And I started listening towards those. Now, of course, I would start listening towards ASMR videos that were female for anyone, for no particular reason whatsoever. And those were what started getting me into love with ASMRs. Because genuinely putting myself in an audio story somewhere else was enough for my brain to hyperfixate on that story, or what I would do in that story as a listener and what I would do differently. And that was enough to take me away from the stress of everything I was dealing with for a while for me to fall asleep. It's one of the reasons also that whenever somebody tells me that they've fallen asleep to one of my audios, which has happened a few times now, I genuinely get really happy. Because that comes the second reason on a few reasons why I started making ASMR. Which is that I wanted to pay people back. ASMR was able to help me fall asleep for over over 7 years now, I think. Over 7 to 8 years. I started listening when I was no, a little bit more than that. It would be like 9 years ish, 9 to 10 years. I've listened to ASMR in shitty YouTube quality. Um, because I was doing it when I was like 10 at least, or maybe a little younger. And it's only due to that which I was able to actually get sleep. My sleep is weird, listening to romance stories and stuff, but it worked for me. And I want to be able to do the same thing towards other girls, you know? Help them get sleep in case they're having a bad night. Take them away from any troubles they're having IRL and calm themselves enough down that they can go to sleep. I want to give that same gift that I was lucky enough to get and put it forward, you know? Some other stuff you may notice in the same general trend that a lot of my videos have like an underlying moral message. And the same thing goes there. I want to help other people out by like, giving a better understanding, an empathetic understanding of different issues. Like, oh, like, as stated earlier in this video, when I decided to continue the story of Impact, or The Crazy Patient, if you need a little bit of an update, the main thing driving that story afterwards was like, well, why does somebody become like this? Are they just naturally disposed? Is they just naturally evil or crazy and that just leads into bad outcomes? And no, actually. For anyone who listens towards that story, you know the main takeaway from hearing about the character's backstory is false choices. They were in a situation where they couldn't make a good choice. There was none available for them. And as such, they kept doing bad choices. And by the fact that their life experiences inside a bad situation was only doing bad choices, when they were put in a good place, or a neutral place, they still made bad choices because that's all they ever knew. It's not condoning the actions, and it's understanding that they did bad things in the narrative, but making it so that way it's not just the person being evil or going over. There's an underlying empathy towards that story. And that's what I want people to come pick up on, which I'm happy some people have. A lot of people have cried about learning, like, oh shit, like, it's not your fault, because it's not. And I want people to go over and learn that lesson for one reason. I see a lot of people blame things, people being in bad situations on themselves, like as a moral failing. And I don't like that. I'm not going to tell you directly what they are, because I don't want this to be a politics channel. But seeing stuff like that, which is just anti-human, I want to come over and, from a more neutral perspective, give some empathy towards that. Another character, the Beast character, is to go over and show her story is if you keep villainizing somebody and keep pushing them down as something worse, there's no chance they can get better. If you just inherently believe that a group is going to be dangerous, they're going to be dangerous because, well, you put them in a situation where they have to be dangerous for them to keep going, you know? You place them in that box, they're going to act like that. In case that we're talking about the Bear series, that one is talking more about, hey, isolating yourself from certain aspects of society is good. Fully throwing yourself away from society is bad. Because, humans are social creatures. And, having the positive bonds that come from socializing with people who will probably protect you, even if you didn't expect them to, is important. And having a sense of community through that. I also threw a lot of queer subtext into towards that story. The love potion one, obviously, it was about consent and how consent is actually hotter than not getting consent. And, putting the viewer inside of, dangerous positions to hopefully get people to be a little bit more empathetic towards that. Like a little bit of a sight firsthand where you're vulnerable, but with a good person. Things like that. Each one of my videos that are like that are to impact a message. The repressed yonder one is, one of the videos which is not fully on it, other than the fact that, like, repression is bad, man. It's gonna make you do stupid and bad things and hurt yourself. And not all my videos have these moral messages, but a lot of them do, is my style, because I want to subtly teach these lessons towards other people, which may need to hear them. A little peek behind the curtain in case you didn't know about how some of these series actually do have themes and stories behind them. After all, the main character, which I more use, storyteller, as the vehicle, the meta vehicle for things. These are stories, and a good story has a message that you're supposed to take in, at least in my view. Um, and having these messages subtly more towards you without you inherently having to perfectly understand it is how I would have liked lessons to be taught to me, instead of me just being told, oh, do this thing. Why? Well, you're just supposed to do this thing. It's good. Because that's how I was taught, and it was not helpful at all. um, and that's why my videos have the style they do. If you want to ask why they started doing Pekru, literally just a friend showed me after seeing that I was making pretty good videos and going like, well, you can use this thing instead. And I'm like, that's free? And then I started over editing my stuff because one, I'm a perfectionist, and two, because I used to use AI pictures. This is kind of like a mini way of penance for me. Another big question somebody may ask is, what was more the turning points that led me towards actually making ASMR? And I've talked about this in an earlier video, but there were my new subscribers. One bad reason was that was like the final tipping point, was the fact that I saw somebody who could barely speak English, because like a very, very heavy accent. The person, like, not their fault, obviously. English was not their first language. And they had a lot of subscribers. And seeing a channel like that, I was like, I can do better than this in English. And like, power to that person, by the way. Like, to my knowledge, they make their own scripts. They go through everything themselves. Like, again, the person's great. It was just like the final thing of like my narcissism breaking through a little bit, past my self-doubt. But that wasn't the only thing that pushed me forward. As said, the desire to help other people the way I've been helped was a big one. But the last one, probably what I'm going to be ending this video on, is my partner. Now, some of you that see me on the Funny Burb app may have heard me talk about them a lot. I don't bring them up too much here on YouTube, though. Just because, like, I don't make that many videos, which is just me talking. What I will say is that me and my partner have been together for around 4 years. We've been there for each other a lot. As in, like, she's a comforting presence in my life. And we made a deal pretty early on that, like, we both have to have at least 2 meals a day, or the other person doesn't eat. And that is a great motivation when you're depressed to actually, like, force yourself to have 2 meals. To my understanding, it worked both ways, so I'm really happy about that. But just outside of general support, my partner is one of the reasons why I feel comfortable enough projecting my voice out. It may be hard to believe, but in the past, I used to have vocal dysphoria. Nowadays I'm perfectly comfortable doing like male voices and other type of voices, because I can do all of them. And that's directly because of my partner being very silly and adorable. She may die hearing this, but because I bring up this one day a lot. But on one Christmas, we were able to talk to each other for quite a long time. And she probably doesn't remember this. I'd be shocked if she did, but the way we both talk to each other is basically flirt, 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 which is it's fun. But during one of mine, I got her very flustered, and I realized, oh shit, I went a bit too, I flirted a little bit too hard there. I flew too close to the sun. So I switched from my teasing voice, which was more, me talking, oh, baby, like that voice like that. More to me talking like this, and a lot higher tone, and then she was still dying. So I dropped into my guy voice, like this. And then she was still dying, and I was very confused. Because from my understanding, like, I'm not using an attractive voice. I'm using, like, my bass voice, which I hate. Like, I despise this voice. It's not attractive. Why are you still dying? And her, being flustered as all hell, said a few words that will always resonate with me. You still your voice. Exactly like that. And it was so fucking cute. It was ridiculously cute. I'm so blessed that I have a partner like that. I like don't get me wrong, I love that woman so very much. Like she is the best. And I could make like a fucking hour-long video about me praising her. She knows this. I'm not doing it yet. Yet. I may do that for something. I may do that in the future though. Because I know she watches these. So, baby, you can't kill me right now afterwards. I'm in a video and you have to talk to me to kill me. So, haha, bitch. um, but on like the more genuine side, me teasing my fucking Starlight. Um, After that moment, legitimately, just hearing that the one that I love, the one that I adore, doesn't give a fuck what voice I'm using in case I think it's unattractive or it's weird or it's not something that I like. She's still going to die or be flustered because it's my voice. And I probably should have been able to pick up on that because she's fucking Pan, but like that didn't break through to me till that moment. And immediately afterwards, I realized I no longer had vocal dysphoria. And after no longer having vocal dysphoria or stressing out about how my voice sounding perfect, I'm able to make a lot more weird voices for characters that you've seen. And will continue to do so in the future. So I ask you at the end of this video to please, in the comments, say thank you, Starlight. That's all I ask of you, my lovely dolls. Because, genuinely, without that little push, it probably would have taken me another year or two till I started making videos. So, quite literally all the videos are made because of her. The second one, about me having good vocal practices, is also due to my partner, by the way, due to the fact that, as birthday gifts and Christmas gifts for her, I started making videos for her. Well, not full videos, like audio recordings, and I would send them up through Google Drive to her. And those ones were a lot more personal and driven. And that's the way that I more deliver my stories nowadays, where I'm talking towards a specific person instead of just an amorphous blob, which I think helps my videos be a little bit more distinct. So that element of my style is also directly because of my partner. So again, please, if you have the time, can you say thank you, Starlight, in the bottom of this video? Because I know she's busy right now, and it'll probably take her a while to watch the video, and I want her to get the praise that she deserves for being as amazing as she is. As of right now, she's probably not going to allow me to, like, promote her stuff, because she doesn't even tell me about some of the stuff she's working on. I only have one piece of work that she's done, which is not not necessarily corresponding to the vibes of this channel, let's just say. But if she ever did, I want to do that in a heartbeat. But since I can't do that yet, and she'd probably kill me before she'd, let that happen, or at least it's probably gonna take another year or two before I can convince her to let me fucking promote her shit, this is the next best alternative. That she gets the recognition that she deserves. Because without her, I probably wouldn't make these videos. At least for, again, a long time. So, I know I'm a broken record, but, please say thank you for her. Anyway, this has been a while, so I'm going to go now, and like get myself some food because if I don't, my partner's going to kill me. So bye for now. This was a lot more rambly than I expected it to be, but hopefully it comes out well in everything else. Post, that's the word. Can you tell I haven't eaten yet? Anyway, I'm gonna go eat. Bye. I hope that you all, I hope that me sharing these details is good, I guess, about why I do the things I do. Say, that's pretty important, I think, understanding the why. But for now, again, I actually should bow out. I need to make myself food now. Bye.